shut down all the funding to all their favorite NGOs and all that, and all their wild ass projects. They screwed themselves. They literally screwed themselves, and it's amazing to see it. Because who knew? Who'd have knew? But all right, guys, let's go ahead and get over to this controversial interview with JD Vance and Stephanopoulos. Slopinopoulos, as they like to call him.
We're joined now by Vice President JD Vance. Mr. Vice President, thank you for joining us this morning. Let's start with the Middle East. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Hamas has confirmed they are holding 20 living hostages, and that those hostages are going to be released in the next 24 hours, early as today, perhaps. Have 20 living hostages been confirmed? When do you expect to see them?
Well, they've been confirmed, George. Of course, you don't know until you see these people alive, but thank God we expect to see them alive here in the next 24 hours, probably early tomorrow morning, U.S. time, which will be later in the day, of course, in Israel. But look, George, we have to remember this is a remarkable achievement from an administration that really chose a non-conventional path to diplomacy. And I think that's the major takeaway. The President of the United States instructed Marco Rubio, Jared Kushner, Steve Witkoff. He said, get a deal done. Talk to the Gulf Arab states. Talk to Israel, find where there's common ground here, and actually let's go and find a way to get it done. And because of that, we are on the cusp of true peace in the Middle East, really for the first time in my lifetime. Certainly, these 20 hostages are going to come home to their families, George. I think this is a great moment for our country. Our country should be proud of our diplomats who made this happen. It's really a great moment for the world, too, which is why the president's going to go over there and celebrate with these hostages. But it's a great thing.
And, you know, videos have been already shown all over social media and on the right and the left-wing media of hostages being reunited with their family. And it's a very touching thing. So I'm very happy that this happened.
And I'm very excited.
Shoot, I don't care if Biden did it. It doesn't matter as long as it happened.
About it.
200 U.S. troops are being sent to Israel to monitor the agreement. What exactly will they be doing? Will they actually go into Gaza? And are you concerned they could get caught in some crossfire?
George, so that story is actually misreported. We already have troops at Central Command. We've had them for decades in this country. They are going to monitor the terms of the ceasefire. And that's everything from ensuring that the Israeli troops are at the agreed upon line, ensuring that Hamas is not attacking innocent Israelis, doing everything that they can to ensure the peace that we've created actually sustains and endures. But the idea that we're going to have troops on the ground in Gaza, in Israel, that is not our intention. That is not our plan. There was a bit of a misreporting there, but we are going to monitor this peace to ensure that it endures. The other piece of good news that's been underreported, I think, George, is that Indonesia and a number of other majority Muslim states, they've actually offered to send ground troops to Gaza to ensure the necessary peacekeeping takes place. That's not something the United States is going to be expected to do. That's something the Muslim world is going to step up and do. And that, again, is because of the Trump administration's diplomacy.
The president has also pushed for National Guard deployments in several American cities. As you know, that's been questioned by several federal judges, including Trump appointees. Also, the Republican governor of Oklahoma and chairman of the National Governors Association, Kevin S.E.T. Here's what Governor S.E.T. said. We believe in the federalist system that states' rights. Oklahomans would lose their mind if Pritzker and Illinois sent troops down to Oklahoma during the Biden administration. How do you respond to Governor?
Yeah, but if you don't want to uphold federal law, which is immigration law, well, I mean, the government has every right to come in and uphold federal law. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, Kennedy did it with what was it? Desegregation, when certain states wanted to, well, when I think it was like Arkansas that did it. But when Arkansas wanted to uphold segregation, well, Kennedy went in there and said, no, the federal law is desegregation. So, I mean, hey, man, if this was back in the day, y'all would have been for the racists, to be quite honest with y'all. But hey, that's just how history would, make y'all look. So, yeah, to uphold federal law, which is immigration law, we can send in the National Guard. We can send in the troops. I mean, Eisenhower did it. Kennedy did it. And, of course, it would be the Dems who would want to, F around and find out because, as we all know, guys.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Every time.
Well, I'd say to Governor Stitt, you have to look at what's happening on the ground in Chicago. And the reason why Illinois is a different case from Chicago is because Chicago has been given over to lawlessness and gangs for too long, George. If you look at the murder rates in Chicago, the violent crime rates, you have women who have young families. They're terrified their kids are going to get killed in a drive-by shooting. We have accepted this for far too long in the United States of America and some of our biggest cities. And Chicago, unfortunately, is the worst. It's a beautiful city. It's got great people. We know the gross majority of the violent crime in that city is committed by a very tiny fraction of the population. Why shouldn't federal troops empower the people in Chicago to live safe lives when the governor and the local mayor just simply refuse to do their job?
But as you know, a federal judge, a U.S. district judge, has blocked the effort to deploy troops in Chicago. And it was Judge Perry, and she actually said that a lot of these claims that were made, especially in the court filings, lack credibility.
Well, I would say this, and I mean, if I was the Trump administration, I would wait. And this is going to sound crazy, but I would wait and see if they're about it. I mean, all right, go ahead. Set up that ICE-free zone and see what happens. I mean, look, ICE is still going to be able to come in there and uphold the law. But, I mean, as long as you don't create that ICE-free zone that you guys are talking about, all is good. Because then that would be the same thing, basically, if you want to reflect it. I mean, if you want to kind of put it towards history, it would kind of relate to what Kennedy was doing with segregation. It's like, okay, well, you guys want to be pro-segregation, and we pass a federal law saying desegregation. We're going to come in there and correct you. All right, well, we said we're going to deport illegals because that's the immigration law. Well, all right, if you guys want to create ICE-free zones and rebel against that law, okay, cool. We're going to come in and enforce it.
George, we're obviously going to litigate this as much as we can. We think that we have the authority to provide proper safety to our citizens all over the United States, but particularly in Chicago. But I think for any federal judge or anybody else to look at the situation and say, is it tolerable? And I think the obvious answer, George, is no. The president looks at this situation. He sees the fact that you have multiple people dying of murders every weekend in the city of Chicago, and he says, this is intolerable. And it's not just the people who live in Chicago. It's the law enforcement in Chicago, federal, state, and local, who are trying to keep us safe. George, you've seen ICE agents being teed off on in suburban Chicago, in places all over the state of Illinois and other places too. You see 1,000% increase in violence against our ICE agents. They're being assaulted, they're being beaten, they're being shot at. I think all Americans, Democrat or Republican, we look at this scenario, we say, this is not acceptable. We want people to be safe. We want our law enforcement officials to be empowered to keep us safe. We can do this, and that's exactly what the Trump administration has committed to doing.
Governor Pritzker is our next guest. President Trump has said that he should be in jail. Do you think Governor Pritzker has committed a crime?
Well, I think Governor Pritzker has certainly failed to keep the people of Illinois safe. And it's interesting to me, you know, Governor Pritzker will talk a lot, I'm sure, about how bad Donald Trump is, about how bad I am, and about how bad the administration is.
But he'll never talk about how bad the gang violence is in Chicago. He'll never talk about how bad it's gotten to the point where it spills over into nice areas. He'll never explain how bad it's gotten with the gangs to where they have better artillery than, well, the police. I mean, he'll never explain how bad that is, but he'll always talk about, oh, Trump bad for this and Trump bad for that. But, you know, never take accountability for the bad that's going on in his state. So, hey, I mean, who else he can care what a guy says when he's moving like that?
He is the governor of a state that where its biggest city has murder rates that rival the most violent places in the third world, George. Why is he so mad at Donald Trump for trying to keep Chicagoans safe? He should be mad at the criminals that he has failed to keep at bay. We're trying to help him, and we're trying to help the residents of his biggest city. I wish that he would let us, because he certainly isn't doing the job himself.
I asked if you agree with President Trump that Governor Pritzker has committed a crime.
Well, I think that Governor Pritzker has allowed a lot of people to be killed in the city of Chicago and elsewhere, George. I think that it's disgraceful, and I think that he absolutely should suffer some consequences for the fact that there are thousands of innocent Chicagoans who are dead because he failed to do his job.
It's really a yes or no question. Do you believe he's committed a crime?
George, you're going to keep on asking this question. I'm going to keep on telling you that Governor Pritzker has failed to do his job. He should suffer some consequences. Whether he's violated a crime, ultimately, I would leave to the courts, but I certainly think that he has violated his fundamental oath of office. That seems pretty criminal to me. I'd leave it to a judge and jury to decide whether he's actually violated the crime.
Let me also ask you, as we saw the indictment this week of Letitia.
So pretty much to like, no, we're not saying the man should go to jail, but we do say by punishment, he shouldn't be governor anymore. As punishment, he should be shunned from politics. As punishment, he should go down as one of the best, not best, but well, one of the best betrayers of the of his constituents in history. I mean, probably one of the worst politicians in history and one of the best betrayers of their constituents. So, hey, he's good at something, right? Betraying.
James, on questions of mortgage fraud.
Oh, and shout out to my man Vlastin. He says, bro, most of the white people in Chicago are morons. Hey, now I remember that one black man who was pretty much saying, man, look, bro, it's all these Dems. It's the Asians, the white people, Indians, man, they all gonna vote for these high crime ass individuals or, well, politicians. So, yeah. And here's the thing, a lot of these people still vote for the Dems because they don't see the horrors of their policy. I mean, they'll see it in taxes, but they don't see the crime like they do in these more low income areas. They don't see that crime. If they did, or they at least went down there to check it out every now and then, they'd be like, okay, yeah, these people are being failed by the people I'm voting for. But they don't ever make that connection because, hey, man, they don't ever want to take that trip down the way. I mean, who does, man? Who does?
Also, Lisa Cook has been accused by the Trump.
Oh, and shout out my man Dan, the Willoughbys. Appreciate the support. He sent in $2. He ain't had too much to say. Just want to show some support. Appreciate that, my man.
Administration of committing mortgage fraud as well. The journalism outlet ProPublica has actually published a story, and I want to show it up on the screen right now, that says that several members of the Trump administration have faced similar questions. Labor Secretary Lori Chavez DeRemer entered into 2 primary residence mortgages in quick succession. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has primary residence mortgages in New Jersey and Washington, D.C. Lee Zeldin, the Environmental Protection Agency administrator, has 1 primary residence mortgage in Long Island and another in Washington, D.C. How do you respond to critics who say that the Trump administration is engaging in a double standard here?
Well, I'd say 2 things, George. First of all, ProPublica is basically a left-wing blog. I'm not shocked that you found a left-wing blog that can attack members of the Trump administration. But second, and this is the most important, is what does the law say? Letitia James was indicted in a left-leaning part of our country, a part that voted very heavily against Donald J. Trump, for the crime of mortgage fraud. When I read the indictment, when I read the facts in the case, I see a person who committed mortgage fraud. Now, of course,
and the messed up part is, this would have never happened to Letitia James if she never ran on, I'm going to get Trump. You ran on that, sis, and karma's a bitch. So I don't really know what to say for her. I mean, like, you kind of played yourself. You put yourselves in the crossfires, and now you got hit. And I mean, you know what? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who do that. You know what? I'm not even going to sit there and say, oh, no, that left-wing article is lying. I'm pretty sure that a lot of them does that. But, yeah, sweetheart, you put yourself out there when you said, oh, I'm campaigning off going after Trump. Well, guess what? There are people out there campaigning now to go after you. I mean, karma's a bitch, right? Right. But, I mean, look, man, as far as her getting out of this, nope. She's going to have to go ahead and prove herself in court, and if she's guilty, it is what it is. I mean, but here's the thing, though. God forbid a Dem ever gets in, because it's a reckoning time on that note. I'm like, oh, mortgage fraud? Oh, yeah, I want to talk about mortgage fraud. Oh, yeah, everybody going to be on the chopping block, both sides.
The jury is going to decide whether she ultimately committed a crime. We don't try her. The administration.
And shut off lasting crooked eyes, Letitia. Well, damn. And shout out my man Jay Poe. He's like, they're gonna send you out the country next. I'm an American citizen. That doesn't even make sense, my brother. He says, I hope y'all enjoy watching this in the future when you're in a gulag, which is wild that you believe that. But I mean, wild, bro. It's like, hold on. ICE goes after like people overstayed visas, undocumented immigrants. So why would they go after a U.S. citizen? Like, make that make sense. You can't make that make sense. And in the gulags, bro, like, come on, dog. Do you know at least one gulag that's been built so far? I mean, if you want to count the ICE facilities as gulags, I mean, okay. But then I guess we got the gulags for the illegals. And I mean, shoot, I disagree with them being called gulags. If that you want to call them, so be it. We gotta throw them in the gulags, guys. They gotta go in the gulags. And then we're gonna send them home. So gulags, then home. Like, see, that's an okay process with me. I can get down with that.
Doesn't try her. A judge tries the case, and a jury decides whether she's ultimately guilty. That is what is going to determine whether she goes to prison. I think we let the facts drive this.
And shout out to my man Vlastin, crooked eyes, Letitia. Wait, did you say that twice? No, that was the first time. My bad. And shout out my man Jay Poe. He says, my wife was born in a little village in Chicago. Why is she incarcerated? I mean, damn, what, does she have a warrant? Let's see here. I mean, I don't know, bro. You tell me. Like, what was your wife doing back in the day? I don't know. You might want to check her history, look up the police records. If she's a U.S. citizen, I'm assuming she's a U.S. citizen. So if she's incarcerated right now, I mean, you might want to look that up, G. She might have done some stuff that you ain't even know about. I mean, trust me, I've been there, bro. You never know. You never know. Shoot, you get pulled over with a girl and all of a sudden she going to jail. Like, what the fuck? But it is what it is.
George, that's what we've tried to do in the administration's Department of Justice. We've asked ourselves, has a person violated the law? And if that person has violated the law, then we decide to prosecute him. That's what the Department of Justice should do. It didn't do that.
I would actually to explain that situation a little bit more for me.
That under Joe Biden's administration, it does under Donald Trump's.
On the facts, do you dispute the facts that ProPublica reported?
Do I dispute a far left blog that I haven't read that you brought up in this interview? I have no idea, George. I have no idea what they actually said. But I certainly question the source. I question their credibility. And most importantly, I'm not worried about what they said about members of our administration. I ask the question, what does the law say? And if the law says that you engage in mortgage fraud, and a local prosecutor, a local grand jury, and finally a jury convicts you of that crime, then that is how the justice system is meant to work in the United States of America.
The White House board.
Now that's wild. Oh man, shout out Jet. He's like them court and lawyer costs gonna fix them eyes. Yeah, this gonna set them eyes straight, man. As soon as you see that the $45,000 bill, them eyes is gonna go boom right back straight on that price. And she will never be cockeyed again, man. Shoot, sometimes you gotta see something extremely shocking. It works like that. All right, shout out to my man Jay Poe coming in again. Appreciate the support. She's a social worker, no record at all. I mean, dog, you telling me she's a social worker? How am I dumb for not knowing your wife's a social worker like I know your wife? Like, come on, dog, give me a break. I'll pray for you. You're heartless. I mean, come on now. I have a heart. Don't be like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, J. Poe. He's like, they came, they swept our entire building. I was let go after 38 hours. Well, your wife might be let go after 72. So make sure to get back to me on that. If so, dog, bro, hey, I'll stand behind you on that. If your wife's a U.S. citizen and she gets detained over 72 hours and she hasn't been let go and she's non-illegal, I mean, hey, you never know. She might be. I mean, bro, there's an illegal who literally got a job as a principal. And he's an illegal. So trust me, dog. I mean, you never know. I'm just saying you never know. But yeah, she don't get let out in 72 hours. She'll let me know and I'll champion your wife being released.
Reporters are Tom Homan was recorded on an FBI surveillance tape in September 2024, accepting $50,000 in cash. Did he keep that money or give it back?
And remember, dog, if you're living in a building with a whole bunch of illegals, you know what's going to happen, right? Your whole building's now a crime scene, and anybody in there could be a cooperator, and now you are all suspects. So, I mean, you never know, dog. You never know.
George, you've covered the story ad nauseum.
But I'll pray for your wife, though, dog. I'm praying for your wife.
Tom Homan did not take a bribe. It's a ridiculous smear. And the reason you guys are going after Tom Homan so aggressively is because he's doing the job of enforcing the law. I think it's really preposterous. I know Tom. I think that he's a good man. He gets death threats. He gets attacked. He gets constantly.
I mean, Tom Homan already came out and said he can't even live with his family due to all the death threats. I mean, to his wife, to his kids, to him. I mean, all over him doing his job. I'm about to shout out to my man Vladstein. He's like, their wife must have pulled a Cardi B skirt. Oh, man. I mean, like, you never know. You never know, man.
Threatened by people.
Like, bro's wife could have been sneaking in the illegals in there for all we know. And I'm not saying, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say she got caught up the wrong place, wrong time, and she's going to be in there for another 24 hours.
Because he has the audacity
to
want to enforce the country's immigration laws. I think that it would be a much more interesting story about why is it that Tom Homan, who is simply enforcing Americans' immigration laws, is getting constantly harassed and threatened to the point of death threats. That's a much more interesting question that I think journalists should focus on. We can agree to disagree on that question.
Well, wait, you said he didn't take a bribe, but I'm not sure you answered the question. Are you saying that he did not accept the $50,000?
George, this story has been covered ad nauseum. He did not take a bribe.
He did not
accept $50,000. I'm sure that
I mean, here's the thing. If he did it, release the video. Y'all said y'all got an FBI video of an FBI sting of Tom Homan getting 50K. All right, in what context? Because Tom Homan's not broke. The man's worth like 300, like what was it? It was like due to his financial disclosure records, he's worth anywhere between $3 million to $9 million. So Tom Homan's not broke. And if he got 50K, I mean, it could have been because of services rendered or whatever, but it doesn't have to be because he was getting bribed. And they don't have proof. All they said, well, there's a video of him getting 50K. All right, cool. Under what context? And why haven't y'all released that video if you're so sure that there's corruption involved?
the course of Tom Homan's life.
I mean, look, when you don't release the video, they're allowed to, like, honestly say whatever. They're like, well, we've seen the video and he got 50K. Okay, well, what did they say in the video? Under what context? Where were they at? Like, well, because let's be real, he's not broke. So 50K to what? Do favors is a bit cheap for Tom Homan.
He has been paid more than $50,000 for services. The question is, did he do something illegal? And there's absolutely no evidence that Tom Homan has ever taken a bribe or done anything illegal, which is why he's working in the administration.
I'm asking you, did he accept the $50,000 that was caught on the surveillance tape?
I mean, come on, Ken. I'm not really defending blindly. I mean, you're believing blindly. They're like, do you have the FBI sting video? Do you have video of Tom Homan receiving 50K? And if they were so sure, and this was so damning, why didn't they just release the video? Even if they got to blur it out and just give us the audio should be damning enough then. Like, yeah, here's 50K. You're going to do this, that, and the third favors for me. Here it is. I mean, why not release the video instead of just saying, oh, he got 50K? I mean, for what? Oh, he got 50K on video. Okay, yeah, great. For what? Like, you're the one that's believing blindly. I'm asking more questions.
$50,000.
Which you need to learn how to do when it comes to these, left-wing media. You got to ask more questions. And shout out to Lucid Kingdom. Thoughts on the leaked messages from, Young Republicans? Elite message. You know what? I heard about that, but I have not looked deep into it. No, let me see if I can find something on it, actually.
Or not.
George, I don't know what you're talking about. Did he accept $50,000 for
reps or Republicans?
He was recorded on an audio tape in September 2024, an FBI surveillance tape, accepting $50,000 in cash. Did he keep that money?
Accepting $50,000 for doing what, George? I'm not even sure I understand the question. Is it illegal to take a payment for doing services? The FBI.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, for what? Like, that's what's so funny. Like, y'all don't ask deeper questions. Like, me and JD, like, yeah, for what? He got 50K. Tom Homan is worth like $3 million at least. I mean, for services rendered, like, for what? Did he sell a car or something? Did he sold something? Like, you're not saying anything for real. You're really not. You're just saying that he got 50K. And you want like, for under what context? Like, where do you want to release a video recording something for us instead of just saying he got 50K and we're just supposed to run off into the wind with that? Like, no. Well, it makes sense.
Has not prosecuted him. I've never seen any evidence that he's engaged in criminal wrongdoing. Nobody has accused Tom of violating a crime, even the far left media like yourself. So I'm actually not sure what the precise question is. Did he accept $50,000? Honestly, George, I don't know the answer to that question. What I do know is he didn't violate a crime.
So you don't, what was caught on the tape, you're saying right now you don't know whether or not he kept that money?
I don't know what tape you're referring to.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, show the tape. If I was him, I'm like, bro, show the tape so we all have context here. Because, like, what tape are you talking about? You're telling me he received 50K. And I'm just like, okay, and, like, is bro not allowed to get paid? Is he not allowed to get money? Like, what? Like, it went for what? Like, for a bribe? Can you prove that it was a bribe? Can you, release the audio? Because the audio should be damning enough. We don't even got to see faces. Just give us the audio. Tom Homan say, yo, I'm doing this 50K to give you guys favors when I get in. And that's all we need. We'll go ahead and condemn him ourselves. So if you guys can't give us no evidence, but the man, but tell us that, he got 50K, whoop-de-doo, good for him. Oh, Lucid Dream, I found the letter. I mean, well, not the letter, but the what was I think Politico. Well, I love Hitler. Leaked messages expose young Republicans, racist chats. Young Republicans. Well, I would say most likely the Groypers. That's Groypers. Only the Groypers will sit there and say I love Hitler and don't give a damn. Those are Groypers. But young Republicans, yes, those are more. That's the more radical right of us. Oh man, those guys. Kanye West. I love Hitler. These guys.
George, I saw media reports that
We'll
Tom
get into
Homan
it though.
accepted a bribe. There's no evidence of that. And here's, George, why fewer and fewer people watch your program and why you're losing credibility. Because you're talking for now 5 minutes with the Vice President of the United States about this story regarding Tom Homan, a story that I've read about, but I don't even know the video that you're talking about. Meanwhile, low-income women can't get food because the Democrats and Chuck Schumer have shut down the government. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to pay our troops because Chuck Schumer has shut down the government. You're focused on a bogus story. You're insinuating criminal wrongdoing against a guy who has done nothing wrong instead of focusing on the fact that our country is struggling because our government's shut down. Let's talk about the real issues, George. I think the American people would benefit much more from that than from you going down some weird left-wing rabbit hole where the facts clearly show that Tom Homan didn't engage in any criminal wrongdoing.
It's not a weird left-wing rabbit hole. I didn't insinuate anything. I asked you whether Tom Homan accepted $50,000, as was heard on an audio tape recorded by the FBI in September 2024, and you did not answer the question.
So you heard it on an audio tape by the FBI that he accepted $50K. For what? Was it a bribe? Was it for services rendered? Did he sell something? Like, for what? Him getting $50K on audio is not damning evidence. I mean, it's not. I'm sorry.